ज्ञानातिवृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी भाषागते शतानि। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So this is very nice. It talks about charity. Now there are different kinds. Once Prabhupada was there in somewhere in West Bengal, and he was giving a public lecture. At that time, where Prabhupada was sitting, below the seat, some bulge was there. So Prabhupada looked up, some bundle of notes was there. So Prabhupada called one of his disciples. He said, "Please keep." So one man in the audience, he started making very laughingly said, "Swamiji, how much money do you want?" So Prabhupada said, "Koto ache, how much you have?" Now it's very difficult to understand because generally people have an idea. Sadhu means you should not touch money. Correct? These are actually bogus sadhus. Or this also comes, which we have been correcting every time. This formed the impersonal school. And for them, Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. Their attitude is, this world is an illusion. It should be rejected. And therefore, what are the components which are main components of the illusion? The money. Correct? So money, what it does, or woman. These two things will disturb somebody's spiritual life. We should not touch it also. That's what they call. And they may quote the shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoga Aishwarya, Aishwarya. Krishna said Aishwarya. How to understand? And even this happens. Sometimes people go to ISKCON temples. All ISKCON temples are very opulent, big. And what we are doing is very small. Elaborate alankar of the Lord. Correct? Lord is opulently worshipped. And many people when you go there, they find, got so much money here, this is commercial. And people get that kind of an idea. And for them, temple means, it should be made with khadapa stone, not even khadapa stone, so bare stone, and it should be something like that. And everything should be proper there. No money only should be. Somebody was telling me, even hundi should not be there. Sorry. What the mistake is that money is not wrong. The way you look at it, that is wrong. If you see, because why that person was testing Prabhupada, before Prabhupada, some few hundred years before, in the same place, in the same town, another bogus Swami or impersonal school had come. And when he saw money, money, I cannot touch money. He behaved like that. So somehow this kind of opinion is there and is considered very worshipable if sadhu does not touch money. In fact, today we were hearing one disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He says once Aarti was going on, so he went to Prabhupada's room. He thought, I will get Prabhupada. So he opened the door. Prabhupada was counting. Then, he said, my stereotype of sadhu means he should not touch money. No. Sadhu said, Koto ache, how much you have? Why? Because he wants to offer this money to Krishna. Therefore, for him, the money is not a problem. For somebody who was living in the impersonal school, there is no conception of God. Actually, I told on one of the classes, these people are At least the Devata worship is mentioned in the scripture. Low level instruction. Even in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, Krishna talks about it, and later 4th, 5th, 6th, Gita keeps rising. Nursery, 1st class, 2nd class, goes higher and higher, and it comes to graduation. And after graduation, you have to proceed to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's like a class. And Bhagavatam also rises from Krishna's lotus feet, above, and 10th canto Bhagavatam is the smiling face of Krishna. Correct? Slowly. And Bhagavad Gita takes you to the lotus feet of Krishna. And then you reach lotus feet of Krishna, you cannot directly see the face. Gradually we have to go up, and then you see the beautiful face of Krishna. Take it, so it is like that. So gradually we can understand. In the same way, exactly in the same way, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 3rd chapter, the Devata worship is there. And what does Krishna do? He rejects it later. Himself he rejects it. He introduces it in the early portion of Bhagavad Gita, but later says no need to do it. Though we can understand there is no contradiction. Rather, Krishna is building up the Bhagavad Gita to higher and higher levels. So charity also, therefore, there is nothing wrong. Now we can understand charity, where to be placed. All the money in this world belongs to Krishna. Yagnarthe karma anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaha. Yat karosi jajuoshi yas dadati. Whatever you give it to, Krishna says, Mother, give it to me. Whatever you do for me. So same way, when we want to give, suppose I save some money, now I want to give, where do I give? Give it to Krishna. So why I should give it for Krishna? Because it belongs to Him. In fact, whenever you work, this attitude should be there. What attitude should be there? That the money that I am getting does not belong to me. This belongs to Krishna. And some portion of the money, some small portion of the money, I can use for my maintenance. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Karmanyeva adhikarate ma phaleshu kadachana. So I got some fruit. I worked hard in something and I got some money. And then I think I can enjoy? No. You cannot enjoy. This money doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Krishna. A portion of that I can take for my maintenance. So this is the attitude actually anybody should have. And all the money remaining, except, therefore, there is no wastage. All the money, all the resources of the world should be used for glorification of Krishna. Then it will not be binding to me. This is called charity in goodness. And also it is said, whatever profession we are doing, there are some faults in it. Another reason for charity. One thing Prabhupada used to say, if everybody donates for spreading Krishna conscious movement, how fast it gets spread. Our process is so simple. We just need a place to do Harinam and to distribute after Harinam some pravachan, some basic philosophy of Krishna consciousness, and then we want to distribute prasadam to the public. In fact, Prabhupada at his time, when he was in India, many times wrote to many prominent people, including the government of India, to facilitate spreading all the Harinam Sankirtan to all the masses. Just like Ashoka, when he embraced Buddhism, millions of people are affected by it. So similarly, the government sponsors Krishna conscious movement. It can spread so fast. But instead of that, even if there was some government proposal that in the schools and colleges we will introduce Bhagavad Gita, sir, will you introduce the standard translation of Bhagavad Gita? Because Sanskrit nobody knows. Or you will introduce the bogus translations of today. Mostly, the government has no head and they have no idea to discriminate. There is something called a standard explanation of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, sir, has only one meaning. The same meaning which was understood by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna tells what he understood. And Krishna says, yes, fine. So this happens in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, somewhere in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna says, Param Brahma, Param Dhavam, Pavitram Paramam Bhavam, Purusham Shashvatam Divyamati Devavadam. And Arjuna keeps asking hundreds of questions in the Bhagavad Gita. Correct? We see that is happening. And at every time what we see is that in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna gave a wrong proposal that he's not going to fight, Krishna corrected him. But here we don't see Krishna scolding him, he continues after that. So we can understand, actually, this is the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. The way Arjuna understood, we have to follow in that line. Number one. Number two, this common sense is actually in the line of succession. In Guru Parampara, this system is already engraved. It follows in the footsteps. There is a dictionary meaning taken, not allegorical meaning, not interpreted meaning. Then we come to the origin. So if even the government wants to make in the school Gita compulsory, it will serve no purpose. Rather, it may damage. Instead of knowing wrong, let them not know. Instead of teaching some wrong explanation of Gita, let them not teach. So before they decide to teach Gita or not, first sir, we have correct explanation of Gita itself. Because in market there are 700. What do you put? Khichdi? What they will put is khichdi only. So unless government is made of Vaishnavas who have understanding, correct understanding what is Bhagavad Gita, these kind of proposals are all just crazy sentiments with no benefit to society. First, if you want to do benefit to the society, first you follow, no? Does any one of them follow Gita first? First you all follow Bhagavad Gita. Benefit your own self. Understand Gita, the true meaning, the true message of Bhagavad Gita. Realize it, apply it, then learn. Okay? It cannot be just artificially implemented. It will not work. So all the resources in the world today should be actually used for Krishna's glorification. In that respect, a charity has been outlined. That charity, which is in the mode of goodness, is given to the right person. Right person means person Vaishnavas who are engaged in Krishna's glorification, who are not going to use it for personal self, we are going to use for Krishna. So that is how it should be. In fact, Prabhupada was very serious. He said in a temple, the donation money should not be used for maintenance. Prabhupada was in Bombay, and the devotees came and asked him. Prabhupada asked this question, how are you maintaining the temple? Prabhupada said, the devotee said, Prabhupada, life and worship money. Prabhupada said, no, you cannot touch it also. Because it is corpus, it is said, this money has to go for 50% for construction, 50% for printing. And that's how it is. In fact, in the form also, if you see, life membership corpus is written. And in the accounting, they show loss, all the temples show loss because they don't spend it, they spend for maintenance. Prabhupada said, no, you cannot do that. You cannot. You cannot use money like this which has come for maintenance. Then Prabhupada, how do you maintain? Prabhupada, take a receipt book, go house to house, all this, collect for maintenance, 100 rupee, 200 rupee. Therefore, outline of the maintenance that Prabhupada gave of his temples was profits of book distribution, because that is our own sweat. Monthly small contributions by congregation. That is also because of preaching they are doing it. Yes. Hundi. Yes. These are the ways. That's it. Full stop. There is no other way. You see. And all the donations which come to the temple, they all go for, for construction of the temples or for printing of books. And this makes it so nice. Even a temple is very big. They will always take care of many. There was one place, some congregation people told me, till the time temple was small, it was so nice. When the temple became big, we could never meet the temple devotees itself. And they were very sad, or rather crying. The reason was that this formula, if it is followed, it will not happen like that. Because big temple means now how do you maintain it? These are the ways. Then you become dependent on the congregation. You have to nicely take care of every congregation. You have to preach to it, correct? And then what happens? Naturally. Because what happens when you have big temple, 1,000 people come give donation, and if you're using for maintenance, then you don't need it. What small donation or congregation goodwill you may ignore, because this is how the conditioned nature is. So proper design was very fantastic. Now in this design, when a person knows whatever I give a donation to the temple, it goes for construction of the temple or for printing of Prabhupada books, so happy. And it shows shameless to collect money for my food. If you go to somebody and they say, please give me money, I want to eat. Every man should earn his livelihood. So that was Prabhupada's beautiful design actually, in that respect, which can be nicely applied. So now Satvik is very nice, we give for glorification of the Lord. True, Lord means Lord's devotees also. And then the second one, Rasik, means sometimes, we have this pressure. Sometimes how do people connect donations when the small temples come up in a locality. Some 10, 15, 20 people go together of that community. Generally, mostly the temples are community temples. We are the only ones who break through this community business. We have nothing to do with that. We are for everybody. But generally people are in that community ratio. I remember once some function was there, and then they make a group and they go to some important person, and all of them know how rich he is, and they push him badly for a donation. Now this money is given grudgingly, without really heart, but I'm forced to give, because even senior people in the community come, he cannot say no. This can be, we can say, category of Rajasic. Sometimes some people make a phone call, please give some money, and we have to give, even though we have no respect, even though we are forced to give. And Tamasic is on the extreme case, given for useless cause, without any respect. Sometimes it happens that in North India, here at least you people are lucky, you don't see. North India it is there. Hijras they come. Inach. Inach? They're neither man, neither girl in between. They come. Here it is not there. Any marriage they land up. In fact, if government is using them to tax people. Because they tell, here is a big marriage. They have eyes, ears open. Anywhere they see big pandal happening, everything they are waiting. And they land up. Here it doesn't happen in South India. The train you see, but it doesn't happen in the... And they land up. And after they land up, they don't go. Your marriage is going on, they will come here. They will stand. And they will say, if you don't give me 10,000 or 20,000, we become naked here. Because they have no shame anyway. And in past weddings, spoil your function. And the people have to give. As well as I heard, 5,000 to 10,000 is minimum for them to go, and that's their livelihood. And sometimes we have seen them even in shops, they enter and sit down unless you pay. So this is actually called, whatever money given in this situation is called tamasic. Completely given out of respect, very, very hopelessly, and we don't know what free money means. It will never be used properly. It will always be used for a sinful activity. Nobody gives. Just like many people, the parents are very rich, they get spoiled because free money. Too much money means immediate sinful activity is next. Correct? We see that, so common it is. In fact, Bhagavad Gita says that Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe, if you are being Krishna conscious in your life and you could not complete, next day you're born in a house of a pious Brahmana or in a house of a rich man. And in this rich man, generally we see people, the benefit is there. There is no anxiety or puta. If he wants whole life, he can sit and chant. There is so much money at home. Business is there, money is coming. Somebody was telling his father is very rich. I said, what? He sells one chemical, that's all. But he is the all India distributor of some chemical. He has become the very rich. Nothing to do with it. Maal aata hai, maal jata hai. So this is a blessing of the Lord, because last time he had done some punya or he was engaged in devotion service, he is in a comfortable position to serve Krishna. He can peacefully serve Krishna. Morning, evening, he can go to temple. There is no anxiety at all for him. He can, actually anybody can serve Krishna. In any condition, there is no impediment. But his situation is very comfortable, which he can offer to Krishna. but generally it does not happen. They become spoiled. So this is called charity in the mode of ignorance. Forcefully. And sometimes sadhus also take the business of image. Not only I have seen image, I have seen sadhus sitting in shops in North India and saying, he is begging, Swamiji chale jaiye, mera dhanda kaise hoga? Sitting in front, customers are waiting outside, he is spoiling them. Like where he sells, they are sitting. Nahin, 500 minimum de, tab jayega. He is not less than an image. Shameless one. There is something called Durbhiksha. There is called Daya and Seva. Just to complete this topic. A sadhu should live by Seva, not by Daya. He should die of starvation, but not Daya. Daya is shameless. Khana nahi hai, paisa de do. This is Daya. In fact, in the Vedic culture, beggary or like this was punishable by law. You are punished because everybody had an employment. There is no question of unemployment. Just like we are living in this Mangalore belt, we know there is no question of unemployment here. Correct? Then you are ready to work, people are ready to pay for unskilled labor 300 rupees per day. How can a man starve here? How can a man starve? Who is starving? Who will starve? Who is not ready to work? And then he wants free money. That is not. So when the government is well organized, there is no question of anybody without being. So Daya is shameless. Yeah. So we had come to the point of Durbhiksha. So it is said, just like a Shudra, in a very nice application, he is now never given a salary. Why? Because salary means he will drink immediately. Today, all the problems are happening. Why? People who are ethically zero get salary. Salary is not supposed to be given unless a person is free from vices. Any person living with vices in tamasic mode is called Shudra. Shudra is not by birth. And the moment such a person is allowed salary by the nonsense government, then what happens? He gets into vices. Shudra is maintained. He is given food. Just like a child, small child. No father will give him money. Correct? He'll give him food, he'll give him clothes. Don't give money. Money means he doesn't know how to use. He will tear the note also. Correct? The same way people who are like children, who have no brain substance, who are small, like a small child only, should be maintained in affection like that. Then there are no problems. So we should understand in this way. This is one side. And then sadhus also. In fact, today practicality is, in this world, Prabhupada said, today Durbhiksha. If you go to even ask, previously, saints used to go outside the house and they will ask, please give me bhiksha. That is called bhiksha. It is not there. Out of respect for that saint. And he will not ask much. He will ask little. Generally they used to practice madhukari. Little. So nobody minds to give one chapati. And nobody minds to give little dal. Nobody minds. Everybody is happy to do that. The same way, little they will ask. In fact, Shukdev Goswami used to ask little milk. And he will be satisfied. Number one, they used to madhukari. They used to take little. Number one, nobody minded. Number two, they were really great saints who were so busy with spiritual culture, they don't have time to cook. If they want to work, they have enough intelligence to maintain themselves. But they are busy spreading the knowledge of Krishna to the society. Now such saints are actually entitled for bhiksha. And not only that, they were so elevated, they used to also know Ayurveda. They used to also know Jyotish Shastra. In fact, Prabhupada used to say, today the government is talking about free education and free medicine. It was available in India in the Vedic time. Free education. How it was available? Because Brahmanas, without any salary, used to teach. People see, say, can you they'll give him some house or something to stay someplace, and all the people will send their children to stay. And they teach them free of cost. And then these children used to themselves go house to house whole day, bringing some rice, which they cooked and they will together eat. And that Brahmana used to live life personally of poverty, with nothing. So this is how it used to be applied at that time. So Prabhupada said actually, today's word is Durbiksha. If you go to us, nobody is going to give money. The people have no interest in spiritual life. People rather feel sadhus are parasites in the society. That is the reality of today's society. Because they are only interested in sense gratification. They are not interested in self-purification. They are not interested in self-realization. They have no interest in it. So once the society is interested only in sense gratification, what it worships is the people who give them objects of sense gratification. People who give them even a philosophy of sense gratification, they will worship. If they are some so-called sadhus that promote sense gratification, they immediately become very popular in society. There was a person in America, he was talking about sense gratification. He became very popular. Correct? So like that we can understand what should be done. It's a beautiful topic. We continue. Srila Prabhupada ki